Ow. Guys, for today's video, oh, there's my fingers. There's a few videos ago I showed you how to remove the back seats of the third gen. Jesus Christ, fingers. And I said, at one point in time, I'll show you how to remove the front seats. Well, now's the time I show you how to remove the front seats. Now, this is going to be, for the most part, pretty standard of how you're going to remove a seat in pretty much any car. And I'll just give you a couple tips if you have a car that's different than this, to what to do to make sure things don't happen. But first and foremost, we need to know what tools and stuff we need to remove the seat. Pretty much first and foremost, seat tracks are always going to be 4 bolts that pop up out of the ground, or out of the floorboard, I should say, that are bolted on two in front, 2 in back. Okay, whether or not there's some covers over the bolts, like there are here, and if there's covers that, well, you can't see here because it broke, but right there, like a vanity cover that's mounted to the bottom of the seat that slides to kind of also cover this up as it goes, is dependent on your car. But just know there's going to be 2 in front, 2 in back, and we need to access those. Now, first and foremost, being that this is a 3rd gen F body, and this also goes for 4th gen F bodies, is the seat belt. Stock seat belt is attached through something up here on headrest area to keep it so it goes over top of your shoulder. So you need to get that seat belt out of there first if you want to be able to actually get the seat out without being stuck to it. So for these 3rd and 4th gens, if you look here, there's just a screw right here that you undo. Just twist that out of the way. And as you can see, that opens up the space here. And untwist it all the way. Now, depending on how old this is and how much the car is driven, this screw hole right here where this goes in could be stripped out, and this could just be flopping loose like it is on the other side. So you see right there, the seatbelt is hanging down. That's because this screw hole at the top got not necessarily stripped out, but worn out enough to where it got tightened down and just it moved around enough that the screw got pulled through. So there's that. Now you can see that this is loose, and you can take and just slide your seatbelt down in between the 2 pieces. Now, if you want to take this off all the way, you move that, pull it out of the way, and you'll see that other screw right there. That's the 2nd screw. You take that out, and then the whole mount comes off completely. Okay, so now that's out of the way. Now this goes for any seat. You need to be able to access the front and the back. So you need to have the seat either all the way back or all the way forward, depending on which way you start. I have this pushed all the way back here to start with, and this is a non-powered, just had tacos. Ooh, that tastes terrible. Non-powered seats, which good because I like old stuff. It breaks less. The less power option stuff there is, the better it is for a car to break less. So I have this slid all the way back with the track. I need to remove these 2 covers. For 3rd gen and 4th gen, if yours has it, it's just a screw. Unscrew that, take it, slide out of the way. Other one over here. Trying to see past this light. Can't see anything, get blinded. Unscrew that. Okay, out of the way. There's a bolt. There's a bolt. F bodies. They are 13 millimeters. So either 13 millimeter socket on a ratchet or gear wrench, ideally. Something that lets you go back and forth. You can do it with a single wrench if you want, or if you want to use fancy people that has like battery tools and stuff, good on you. Save you some time. But which way am I going? One sec. Let me get. Okay. Get my ratchet set correctly. Hard to do things with one hand. And I don't think this seat has ever been removed. is this is 41 years now of tight rusted on nuts here. Power tools make everything easier. Ooh, that's toasty. It has been on there for a good long while. Break this one free. Same thing. Take that away. So now that these are unbolted, don't lift it up. You need to slide the seat all the way forward now, or if you start in the back, slide it all the way back. So push this in. It's all the way forward. Lean this forward. See if we can see here. So underneath these beauty covers here in the back. Do I need to move this light over here? Let me see. Oh, can't mount it on the ashtray. Fell out. Just trying to get some light down here. All right, there we go. Okay. This sucks trying to do this in an area where you got to hold stuff. Okay, same deal on here. I'm going to remove whatever beauty cover we have. Oh, so now it should be said, since these are manual seats, not powered. If they are powered seats, push tab. What was this? 61 cents. I'm rich. I'm rich. I'll pay back for some of the parts I bought for this car. Now, if you have a powered seats in the car, what you'll do is you will obviously use the power controls to slide the seat all the way forward or all the way back. And then there'll be more on that in a second. Oh hell, another penny. And a marker. I think that's my marker. From who knows what. Now, if you are putting in aftermarket seats or something in your car, or like that, usually you got to have some sort of, oh, there goes my light, secondary aftermarket track to get it to kind of fit, or make some brackets to get it to work with whatever your car is. Still same process, you may just have to do some fabrication. A lot of times you can use your original seat tracks and then just make some like flat brackets to go between that track with holes drilled to bolt into the seat and use it that way. Now for these cars, and I mean they're owned by Holley. Holley is pretty much the automotive monopoly at this point in time. But they bought Detroit Speed however many years ago. And Detroit Speed, they have these things. They're obscenely expensive. There's no reason for it to be as expensive, but they are essentially two rails, like U-shaped rails with a bunch of holes drilled through it that mount to these points, go across the car, and then they have two brackets that are that fit down into that U with holes drilled in it, and then they use like push pins, so it's infinitely adjustable, like maybe like every inch or so wherever the those holes are located. And you take, they're the quick release pins, so you push in the bottom there, it pulls that locking ball in at the end and slide it in and out, and that's how you adjust the seat there. Good for like race seats and stuff. With that being said, they're like 600 bucks a friggin' side, which is absurd. Yeah. So I have this here. Oh, that one to take off. I cannot get my arm in here and hold the camera at the same time, so I'm going to just undo this and I'll be right back. Okay. Oh, stuck. All right, that is out. Now I am back. Let me reposition this. Back up to the front. So, fingers. Now, back to what I was saying earlier about the different types of seats. Now, you would go just for these. This is, obviously, everything's unbolted here. I have power nothing. I can just lift this seat out, which I'll do here in a minute and show you. If you have power seats, before you lift it out, depending on where the power seats connect, it'll be somewhere under the bottom, obviously. Wherever connector is, you may have to slide the seat forward or back, tilt the seat up, and disconnect the connector and plug it. Now, there's another step up from just regular powered seats, and that is now the newer style seats after, I don't know, whatever year it was, where they have bolstering airbags and stuff inside the seats. If you have that sort of seat, look and see where the connector is, position the seat where it is, get out, disconnect the battery, okay? Then you can go to unplug the connectors or whatever. You don't want to be sitting here trying to unplug connectors and you get punched in the face by an airbag because you happen to trip it. And then your seat is ruined, you gotta get a whole new seat, and there's that airbag powdery dust everywhere, and you may get your nose broken, all that shit. So, disconnect your battery. Then disconnect the seats and the connectors from it, and then you can pull the seat out. Now, getting seats out, depending on what your car is, can be kind of a pain in the ass. Camaro 3rd gen here, 4th gen, very long doors. Unless you have enough room to open the door up 100% completely, that's what you're going to have to do to kind of get the seats out. Luckily for me, I have no roof. Okay, so if I position this here, I can just lift up on the seat. And I don't know if I'll be able to do this with one hand. Can this stay here? Don't fall. So lift up on the seat. Now these have never moved, so what is actually happening here is the seat is kind of stuck to, right back here, the carpet. Kind of fused to it a little bit. So that's what's hanging that up. Okay, that's out. You just lift this up, bend this forward, lift up, and pick your seat up out of the way, and then take it out and do whatever you gotta do. Now, got anything good in here? No, nothing good. Let's hope for some more money. Okay. So as you see, there's your seat track. You see right there how it's stuck to the carpet. So at some point in time, I'm going to be, I have plans for this car, and I'll be switching these front seats out for probably like a nice set of like Corbeaus that are similarly shaped with the headrest like that. But you know, you have room for harness to go over it, because I'll put just a little roll loop back here, like it was 6.5 cage. I'm not going to do a halo, full front, or whatever to help stiffen the car up, and I'll have harnesses that go over that. I'm going to do that, but also too, I want to have these seats. I'll still keep these, but I want to recover them. And the problem is now that no one makes these replacement material for this. Used to be all over the place in the early 2000s, and people stopped doing it, and now these cars are coming back in vogue, and they're desirable because people who grew up around these things want them now, and they have disposable income, but no one has started to remake the seat covers that fit. I can't even find seat covers for the cars with the removable headrest. I can find seat covers for the solid seat, the solid headrest things, but they still aren't. They don't offer the two-tone or the whatever you call this, striped material with the different velour in the middle of it. They don't offer that. It's just like a single kind of color sort of thing, and that's all there is that's offered right now. But one day, whenever these things are offered, I will be redoing these seats, and I'll make a video on that of how to actually recover 3rd gen seats, because you need hog rings, pliers, and all that stuff. Now, here is the underside. If you want to pull the track off, you have there, one on the bottom there, one there, one on the back side down there. And that was how you would remove your seat. So to put it back in, obviously it's the reverse of what I just showed you how to do. Power tools make everything easier. This also goes back to, depending on what your car seat or your car is, you would put the seat back in where it goes, reconnect your connectors before you would hook the battery back up. And then you can slide it back and forth, excuse me, to access the bolts and tighten it down as needed. So, all right, that's how you do it. That's how you remove a car seat, front car seat. If you need to know how to remove a rear car seat from F-bodies, specifically, I got that video previously. If you have any sort of standard standalone buckets like this, and like an SUV or whatever, they all come out pretty much the same way, fronts and backs, all that. Excuse me. So that is all I've got for you today, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. Should be pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, other than that, like, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff, and I will see you next time.